Hello, and welcome to this exciting episode of Pump the Brakes alongside Rocky Balboa in honor of the Phillies clinching their postseason berth. I'm Eric. Red October. It is Twisted Tea Tuesday.
It is Iced Tea Tuesday.
Oh, yeah, Tea Tuesday, whatever you say.
Okay.
Today's episode, we are going to just break down and recap week 3 of the NFL. We are probably going to start recording on Tuesdays instead of Mondays due to some scheduling conflict. We will still do a mailbag if you guys ever fucking give us questions. Blake, how many friends on Facebook do you have?
Thousands.
Same. Do you know how many questions we got this week?
Just ask a question.
1.
I didn't share it to my Facebook this time. That's on me. So.
Well, you know what? That doesn't discount the 924 friends that I have.
Your point stands.
Anyway.
So simple to just ask a simple. It can be about anything.
Literally anything. I think that's what people don't understand. Like when I say ask us anything and I emphasize anything, I don't think it computes with all of our fans that it's literally anything.
Yes, so many fans too.
Yeah. All right, we'll just start with this recap, unless you have anything like quick you got an open or anything that you want to discuss?
No, I was hoping Jameson would hop on so he can get his little bitch fest out the way, but I guess we'll see if he wants to hop on in a little while.
Well, I would prefer to do that at the end.
Fair enough.
Okay. The Los Angeles Chargers 28, Minnesota Vikings 24.
Yeah.
Pump it or dump it. Kirk Cousins makes a team, like a QB needy team. I guess really the Jets is the only one that fits. A legitimate contender.
If the Jets were in the NFC, yes. Kirk Cousins
fair.
is not about to storm through the AFC playoffs and run through that gauntlet of quarterbacks. And
I think that's fair. He has been unbelievable this year, though.
I mean, has he? He's been okay. They've had to throw the ball a lot because they've been losing so much.
Yes. Yeah, but he's not like turning the ball over and like he doesn't look like Kirk Cousins. So he's playing the whole is this guy Kirk Cousins or is this guy good? Like right now, Kirk Cousins is good.
Yeah, I mean, I think what you said 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago makes a ton of sense. I don't know why, the Jets should at least call and see what's up. Hey guys, what's going on?
You know who's not saving their season? Trevor Siemian or fucking Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah, I mean, just a simple knock on the door, like when the kids are selling the candy for school. Hey, what's up? You want some candy? Maybe the Vikings are like, I don't know, y'all don't have enough cash. I mean, who knows? Like, just knock on the door. You got to knock on the door.
You got to ask.
Yeah. I mean, what's the market for Kirk Cousins? I saw some guy on Twitter today. He's like, well, if you're the Jets, or the Vikings, you got to call and see if you can get a first. Well, you're not getting a first for Kirk Cousins.
No, but you got to ask.
I mean, I think like a third or a fourth is reasonable. I think a first is outlandish. But can we just talk about how good Justin Herbert is?
He was excellent this week.
He's unbelievable. And just you say this whole I got this thing for the Chargers. I think I just got a thing for Justin Herbert.
That's fair.
I wish he was off that cursed, vile franchise. Mike Williams out for the season. You know what? In 2 weeks we'll be saying Keenan Allen out for the season.
It might be.
What a game he had. So, 18 for 215.
And a passing touchdown.
Herbert was 40 for 47 for 405 and 3 TDs. That's absurd.
Yeah. And you know what's even more absurd is like they were in a position to lose this game again.
Yeah.
Like they easily could have lost this game.
Maybe should have lost it. Honest to God, and I wish they would have to just get this over with.
You would have to fire Staley immediately.
But are the Chargers going to hire a competent coach? Like, have they ever shown you anything to think that the Chargers are going to make the right move?
No.
Okay, thank you.
No.
I don't. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know if you remember that they had the little survey last year with all the players. they did a survey on the locker room and the amenities that what does the team provide and the training staff.
Yeah.
The Chargers got an F, and they brought back the whole staff. And these guys are just dropping like flies every year. Every year.
That's
not
ideal.
Justin Herbert out there before he gets hurt.
Yeah, you hate to see it. You do.
Mike Williams and Keenan Allen. Is there a more fragile duo in the history of the NFL at wide receiver?
You're putting me on the spot, but I can confidently say probably not.
Yes, just like a rhetorical question.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I don't even want to say like Herbert obviously looked awesome, but I can't even say, the team looked great because Josh Kelly stinks now. I don't know, like you back up Austin Eckler and you look like you're equally as good. And then you get the job and you get 2 games to show your talents and you shit the bed completely.
Hot take. Did Austin Eckler do that on purpose to pump up his value? He pumps this guy up and says, almost on his podcast, sarcastically, "Oh yeah, he's just as good as I am. Add him to your fantasy team, yada yada yada. It's 1A, 1B." He goes out there and lays 2 stinkers while Eckler's just sitting there, probably just laughing inside his head.
Yeah, that's got to put a lot of pressure on Josh Kelly. If I'm Josh Kelly, I'm looking at him like, shut the fuck up, dude. I'm not nearly as good as you. Stop doing this to me.
Yeah, to be fair, the Titans defense week 2, nobody's running on that defense.
Sure, that's fair. And also, we'll get into this. That is literally the only thing that the Titans do well.
Yes,
is stop the run.
Yes, I did say before the year Derrick Henry is likely done.
Yeah, but I don't even think that's a him issue. We'll get into that. Okay. Do you got anything else on your beloved Justin Herbert?
No, I wish that. I hate to pull against him, but I don't want to see Brandon Staley stay much longer. But I guess it is what it is.
I get it. Also, Minnesota is now 0-3 in 1-score games.
Well, what did we say?
How the tables have turned.
They went 11-0 last year in 1-score games. We said if they lost half of those, they probably wouldn't even have made the playoffs.
Yep, and here we are.
That's why I was so down on them this year. That's why I still think that division's wide open. I think the Packers can win it. Not wide open. There's only 2 teams that can win it. So the Packers and the Lions will win that division. So chalk that one up.
Yep. Buffalo 37, Washington 3. Pump it or dump it. This Sam Howell experience was just a 1-year thing.
Well, I don't know if it was a year. Was it a 1-game thing?
Well, I assume they're going to give him the year, is what I'm implying.
Yeah, look, he had a horrific game. He's had 2. He had 1 good game against Denver, an okay game against Arizona. I don't know. Bills are good. The Bills are, certainly in a different league than the Commanders are, so it's hard to say.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to do another Josh Allen thing because he didn't. Right. He looked pretty mediocre again.
Yeah, it's like Josh Allen didn't play great or anything.
Yeah. Well, we've been harping on that for 3 weeks, so I was trying to just switch it up here.
Understood.
I don't really have anything. This game was a blowout. Yeah,
it was a blowout start to finish.
I guess I could have done a DeMar Hamlin pump it or dump it, but I don't think he played again. So
it'll be hard to win comeback player of the year if he doesn't play at all.
I feel like somebody said that maybe on this show. Somebody said, "Can you win comeback player of the year if you don't play?"
Let's see what the comeback player of the year odds are currently.
All right. While you do that,
okay.
Can you multitask? Can you listen and read?
Yeah. Okay. People were saying that's one of my best traits.
Oh. Yeah. New Orleans Saints 17, Green Bay Packers 18. Pump it or dump it. Jordan Love deserves some MVP love.
I just want you to know that DeMar Hamlin's still the favorite to win that award.
Oh my God.
DeMar's minus 105, which is way down.
Way down.
And 2 is plus 125. And then everybody else is 15 to 1 or higher.
That's fucking ridiculous. No, I'm not even going.
Imagine having him favored over Tua right now. Unless you just think Tua's going to win the MVP. I don't know.
Well, right now he is. He's the favorite right now.
Back to the Saints. What were you saying?
Jordan Love deserves some MVP love.
No, I don't know about that. That may be the title of the show, Pump the Brakes.
All right, well,
He's
and
certainly
that's fair. Again, listen, I'm not giving everything that I believe in when I come up with
understood.
these.
Well, I mean, look, what did
The
I
yards
say?
isn't there.
I
7
said,
touchdowns, 1 pick, no Christian Watson all year, no
yeah,
Aaron Jones for 2 of the 3 games, which is probably his second best receiver. Like,
yeah. Look,
I
I said in the preview show this could be this year's Giants, this year's Daniel Jones. I was a big believer, and am still a big believer in Jordan Love. I think Jordan Love's good. I think, like we talked about, there's something to be said sitting for 3 years behind an Aaron Rodgers.
yeah.
Or if you're Aaron Rodgers sitting 3 years behind Brett Favre, or if you're Patrick Mahomes sitting 2 behind Alex Smith, like, look, these rookie quarterbacks getting thrown right into it. I mean, that ain't easy, man. The NFL is way different than college.
Yeah.
You can ask, I'm sure, any of these guys that they'll tell you the game's fast, the windows are smaller. I think Burrow said it didn't start clicking for him sometime like beginning of year 2. So it ain't no easy thing to play football in the National Football League, especially quarterback.
God, no.
Let's the Saints.
Yeah.
I have no words for the debacle, the meltdown. I do think at the end of the day, things like that come down to coaching. And as you know, as I've said 1,000 times, Dennis Allen, he's just not a good. He's not a good head coach. He's a really good defensive coordinator.
He's got to be a bottom 5 head coach in the league.
Absolutely, 100%. And you couple him with Pete Carmichael, that's just a recipe for disaster. That's just a recipe for disaster. So I think when you look at blowing a lead like that, I think that falls squarely on the shoulders of the head coach. These people coming at Jameis fucking miss me. Dude, Carr was averaging 15 a game. Like, the Saints offense has nothing to do with quarterback. The line is terrible. The line is awful. It's bad. Penning's played bad. Ramchek's played bad. Cesar's played bad. Like, they've all played bad. The reason Derek Carr's on the bench because the line came block.
Yeah.
So, ain't like Carr was out there, doing some shit. Jameis came into a bad situation, and really, he let him down, gave him a chance to win the game. Dude can't make a fucking field goal. So,
imagine that.
They get Kamara back this week. That'll help.
Yep.
Maybe a little bit. I don't know.
That'll be a big help.
But if you can't block, you can't run the ball.
Well,
the Saints kind of have a bad combination right now. They appear to be good on defense. I refuse to say they're elite because I don't think they've played an elite quarterback.
They haven't.
But
they haven't
played they have a good defense. I think we could agree they have a good defense.
Oh, God, yeah.
When you want to pair up with a good defense is like the Eagles. The ability when you need to run the ball down somebody's throat and play defense. The Saints can't run the ball. That's a bad combination. So, you say, oh, well, Jameis went out there and he went 3 and out, 3 and out. That's what the Saints do. They throw the ball because they can't run it. So we're not completing these passes. Yeah, we're going to go 3 and out, 3 and out. No clock is going to run. But yeah, I that falls to me. That falls on coaching.
Are the Saints done?
No, because the schedule's so manageable.
Yeah.
I certainly don't. Look, I didn't think the Saints were going to go up there and win that game. Period. Stunned when they were up 17-0. So no, I had that chalked up as a loss. They play Tampa at home this week. They'll probably beat Tampa. Are they going to go on the road to New England and beat that defense? Seems unlikely. That'll be probably a total of like 37 is bet the under. Then they have Houston. They can win that game. They play the Jags at home. Anything in the Dawn's winnable. At Colts, that's a winnable game. And
I wanted on record that I have these pump it or dump it's written down already, and you've basically answered 2 of the next couple games. Like, you've already.
Yeah, look, the Saints right in it in that division.
Oh, yeah. Atlanta 6, Detroit 20. I feel like these are 2 teams that we've kind of talked about a lot, so I didn't have a pump it or dump it. I can come up with like a fantasy one. Basically, anybody on the Falcons not named Bijan Robinson is worthless.
Yeah, I would say the first time any of them had a big game, you try to sell them. can't really sell them now because you're not going to get
Yeah.
what you paid in the draft for them.
I mean, specifically in a game
Yeah,
where Desmond Ridder threw the ball 38 times, which we don't expect to happen very often.
yeah.
Drake London, 2 catches on, I think it was like 6 targets on 6 targets. Kyle Pitts gets 9 targets. Like, these are elite, physically talented NFL football players.
Yeah, look.
They are just non-existent.
The Falcons are a quarterback away. They really are. I mean, they're a quarterback away from being very good.
I'm going to say it every episode. I'm going to petition it. We'll start a hashtag for the 6 followers.
Okay.
I want Kyler Murray in Atlanta so badly.
I certainly think, like you said, I think it's possible. I mean, Atlanta, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know this fucking salary cap.
Oh, yeah.
Theoretically, they should be able to afford it because all their players are so young.
Yeah, and in the NFL, you can fake money every which
Mickey
way.
Loomis has done it for years with the Saints.
Yeah. I want that. I would be on the phone with Arizona every day.
Let me ask you this, and I guess we'll get to I'll ask you this when we get to the Arizona game.
Okay. Well, yeah, I probably can answer the question now without even hearing it, but they might have to keep Kyler.
Well, look, if he comes back, after week 4 or whenever, week 6, they could win like 6-7 games.
Yeah.
They're feisty.
Yeah.
They're like a sneeze away from being 3-0.
That's insane. The Tennessee Titans 3, Cleveland Browns 27. Pump it or dump it. Ryan Tannehill won't make it past the Titans week 7 bye week as the starter.
It's almost done for Tannehill. But, the Browns are somebody I was very high on all year.
Yeah.
All preseason, all season.
Deshaun finally with a good game.
He looked great. By the way, that's a good defense. Here's a stat for you.
Who's a good defense?
The Tennessee Titans.
Oh, yeah.
Their run defense is fucking incredible.
They're
the best in the league. The Browns' defense has been on the field for 39 drives this season. They've given up 1 touchdown.
That's insane.
The Browns are for real, dude.
That defense. So one of my best friends back in Florida, he's from like the Cleveland area, and he was texting me. He's like, "Man, this defense is good. This defense is good." I'm like, "Dude, good. What are you talking about? This defense is like top 5 in the league. Like, it is an elite defense."
I mean, that division with the Bengals being so down, man, it's not as tough as it looked. I think Burrow is truly hurt.
Yeah.
I don't think, of course, he's not. He kind of mentioned it a little bit in his press conference yesterday or this morning. Steelers aren't winning that division. Matt Canada is so bad. But
the 2 seed Pittsburgh Steelers, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, look, if Deshaun plays like that with that defense, you better go ahead and bet them now. I don't know what they are. They were 40-1 when I loved them. But you better bet it now because that ain't going nothing but down.
Yeah. All right. Houston 37, Jacksonville 17. Pump it or dump it. We've given Trevor Lawrence too much of a free pass.
I'd be interested to see what you got to say because I don't know what to make of this Trevor Lawrence shit. Like he
they got the weapons in place. They have the head coach in place.
Yeah. I mean, he looked like he was taking a step forward and everything looked in place for Jacksonville, and they've come out and just been – they scored 31 against the hapless Colts, and they're going back-to-back, 9-17. Like, man, they're something's going on. I trust Doug Peterson to figure it out, so I guess we'll see. But certainly that division is just wide the fuck open.
Yeah, and go ahead.
No, it may be the worst division of football.
Yeah, it's probably been that for 5 years though.
Yeah, but I'm saying it may be. We hyped up how bad the NFC South was. Like the AFC South,
that's true.
May be worse because we thought the Jaguars were going to be good.
Yeah. Also, I want to give credit. The dude, CJ Stroud is good.
Yeah, he's certainly proven me wrong so far. This wasn't garbage time bullshit. Like this was
This is a tweet from Heath Cummings, who is a CBS fantasy analyst. He's very good. Fun fact, CJ Stroud threw for 906 yards and 0 interceptions in his first 3 starts. Trevor Lawrence does not have a 3-start stretch in his career with more than 900 yards and 0 interceptions.
Yeah, like I just thought. I don't know. Maybe I was completely wrong about Trevor Lawrence with the Jags, but I'm going to give them a little more time before I jump off the bandwagon.
Again, we bashed Houston for the DeMeco Ryans hire.
Yeah,
I'll eat some crow here, man. Stroud looks fucking good.
He does.
The Texans are battling. Like, I don't think they're winning 8 games, but if you're a Texans fan, like, there's light at the end of the tunnel, and you're happy right now.
Yeah, certainly.
New England 15, New York, the Jets obviously 10. Pump it or dump it. Wake up, bet these unders every week.
Yeah, this is two just terrible offenses. The Jets have got to make a move. That I saw something earlier that sources said they were losing the locker room. Well, no shit. Like, that defense is fucking good. Like, this is what, 2 years now they're dealing with this shit of going out there. You give up 15 in the National Football League in 2023, you ought to go 17-0.
You should win the game.
You should win every game. And Zach Wilson he is the worst quarterback in the NFL right now. He's horrible. There's nobody worse than him. Don't even try to think about it. He's the worst.
I'm not. I was going to say, is he the worst quarterback in like the last 10 years? And it might still be yes.
One could argue that, yes. I saw they brought Simeon in. Like, what is he going to do? Simeon going to do? Like,
oh yeah, now you might win a playoff game with Trevor Simeon.
I mean, will you though? Like,
no, I'm joking. That's my
right.
Like, why are you even doing that?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm on the phone. I'm trying to make a trade. I'm trying to do something. I'm not. I hate. You only get 3-4 years of this prime defense because at some point you're going to have to pay Sauce Gardner $1 bazillion. And I'm sure they have. We went through the roster and the cap. There's going to be other players they have to pay, and it's just like, man, go get the quarterback. Like, you're not going to be able to keep Sauce and Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, like all these guys. You eventually going to have to pay them, and you're just wasting that 2-3 year window with Zach Wilson and Salah, whatever, it just stands by.
Robert Saleh.
Whatever the fuck his name is. What are you doing, dude?
Well, I mean, okay, in his, like, what is he supposed to say?
Yeah, but that's why he's losing the locker room, because the sources say that the team thinks he's a Zach Wilson apologist. Like, if it was any other player,
he has come out and said this is his team, that's our guy. I don't know. I mean, you're right. If you eliminate the quarterback from every team, that Jets roster is easily top 10.
Oh yeah, easily, maybe even better. So yeah,
But I just don't know what it like. We don't see these quarterbacks get traded mid-season. Like, has it ever happened?
Like, the last big one. I mean, last big quarterback trade was Deshaun, but that was
right. But that wasn't in the middle. That wasn't week 6. Like,
yeah, I don't know. I think if you're the Vikings and you want to sell tickets and you want to do these things, like, it's hard to justify to your fans that we're giving up after 3 games, even though history tells us that 0-3 you basically have no shot of making the playoffs.
Yep.
So,
but I mean, like, what is that? Hey, Jefferson, like, I know you want to win, but we're going to trade Kirk Cousins and good luck. We'll just sit you out. Like, how do you sell that to him?
According to the internet, ESPN.
Okay. Oof.
This is kind of comical, actually. The last big quarterback traded in season was Jimmy Garoppolo, 2017.
Yeah,
it just doesn't happen often.
No.
I'm trying to look now. Let's see what the number 1 is on this list. Number 1 on this list is Rob Johnson for Doug Flutie in like 1999. Like, it doesn't
happen. I don't expect it to happen. I don't know. It sucks. for them.
Cousins also has. I saw he had a no trade clause for whatever that's worth.
Cousins?
Yeah.
Well, he would probably waive it for that, I would imagine.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. No, he's a fucking weird ass dude. So
This is true. Denver 20, Miami 70. A 70 burger. Pump it or dump it.
Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Turnover on downs. Touchdown, touchdown, end of half. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. That was the Miami Dolphins on offense on Sunday.
Jesus.
One of the most absurd things I've ever seen in the NFL.
Pump it or dump it. Denver is the worst team in the league. Now, I'll give you a minute to think on this. Their next two games at Chicago versus the Jets. So if you don't want to answer it now, we will definitely know in 2 weeks.
That is true. We will know after those two games. I don't know. I personally, I told you this. I told you this a while back. I think Sean Payton hates Russell Wilson. I really think he just dislikes him as not a player, as a person.
Like when you're in the media, job, what are we doing, Sean? If that's the case, which it does, like the signs do say that, it does make sense. Why would he take that job?
Yeah, I mean, he's already told him to stop doing all the kissing baby bullshit. Last week when the play clock's running down, stop giving fucking pep talks in the huddle. Like, I bet Russell Wilson is just like an insufferable motherfucker to be around. Yeah, he's always that guy like, oh, everything's great. No, yeah. Glory to God, we're going to win the game. Woo-hoo, we played our hardest. Like, dude,
Broncos country, let's ride.
Yeah, like Broncos country, let's ride. Like, I bet Sean. I just feel like Sean Payton just, on a personal man-to-man level, hates the motherfucker.
Yeah, and you know what?
Not a good thing that your head coach, offensive head coach, by the way, feuding with your quarterback.
Yeah, and he's right.
Yeah, we both, like I said, we both don't like Russell Wilson. So, used to love him, by the way. Like I said, I used to love Russell Wilson. Yeah. Fantasy nugget. I did buy low on Javonte Williams today.
Yeah,
I think it was the right time to make the move. Javonte Williams through 3 games. I'm sorry. Javonte Williams has gotten 3 yards after contact, which is 5th in the NFL. He's top 10 in broken tackle attempts. He's getting basically 9 targets a game. Sean Payton's had a running back finish inside the top 15 every single season, or 10 straight seasons as a head coach.
Hold on. Did you say he's getting 9 targets a game or 9 touches a game?
9 targets.
Jesus.
Yeah.
For a running back.
Yes, I think it's a good time to buy low on Javonte because he plays the pitiful Bears. And I watched some of his runs. He looks good. I know he's coming off the ACL injury, but he looks good. And yeah, I don't know. You would theoretically think that he can get more than 11 carries because they won't be down 50. They're playing the Bears. You would hope that they could stay in the game. But yeah, if you're looking for a buy low, like go get. I traded Jalen Warren for him. So
that is very. I mean, listen, I love Warren.
Right.
I think he's only a week or 2 away from taking over the job.
Okay. Did you know this? Let me read you this stat. You know who number 2 is in the NFL for explosive runs right now with 4? 10. So an explosive run is a carry of 10 or more yards. You know who number 2 is?
I would say Mostert.
Najee Harris.
Jesus.
Is the Najee narrative just coming from the fantasy community? Because it's not backed by actual data.
I mean, he literally averages like 3.5 yards a carry.
Does he?
Yeah,
surely it's more than that. He's almost leading the league in explosive runs.
There's no way that's correct.
I'm telling you it is.
I don't believe that. I mean, listen, you can have 4 carries for 11 yards, 4 different carries for 11 yards, and then have 10 carries for 9 yards.
Okay. Look, I'm not here to say. I personally just believe that despite whatever he does, I think Jalen Warren is pretty much locked into a timeshare all year. So if I can go get an RB1 for a guy who I
Yeah,
think is going to be
I
stuck
get it.
in contract,
I get it.
I'm going
I
to go
get it.
do it.
Is there anything that
There
you
it is
want to
right
say
there.
about
I'm
Miami?
sorry, you're right. I was lying. It isn't 10 yards. It's 15 plus yards.
Oh,
Explosive run leaders, 15 plus yards. James Conner's number 1 with 5.
what?
Makes sense. Yeah, he just shredded Dallas. Did you not watch that game? That dude ran for like 900 yards. Najee Harris has 4, and you were actually right. Mostert also has 4. And then 7 running backs are tied with 3. So
Jesus.
I'm just saying, this is a book being written too quick. Is that one specific narrative coming from the fantasy community, or is it backed by data?
Well, the fantasy community would prefer, they don't care about yards per carry. They just want, are you going to get 300 touches, which is what Najee has done.
Right.
That's the
Which
only reason why
goes to
he's
my
been
point.
relevant.
That's why I'm saying that Najee is not averaging. He's averaging 4 yards a carry. So
That's still not
not
good.
great, not terrible.
Do you have anything that you want to say about Miami? I mean, everybody knows how I feel.
No, they're a wagon. I'm ready to go see if they can do it in a cold game in the elements. But right now, when the weather's warm, they certainly look fucking unstoppable. I know our
Indianapolis.
friend. I was going to say that Josh sent us that stat the other day about the top speeds in the NFL.
Yeah.
It was like 6 guys. It was 6 guys, and it was 3 different Dolphins.
Yep.
A-Chan, by the way, he doesn't want to be called A-Chan. He wants to be called A-Chan.
Yep, I heard that.
Tyreek and Mostert. Like that. What can you do to stop that? What happens when they put A-Chan and Mostert on the field together with like Tyreek Hill in motion, like split back out the shotgun?
They did this without Jalen Waddle playing too.
Yeah.
Like, think about that. I was on, what was it? The Sunday show. I was on there. I'm like, man, I don't know. It's Sertan. He might like bottle up Tyreek because there's no Waddle, and then boom, they drop 70. So what do I fucking know?
Yeah, their offense is scary.
Indianapolis 22, Baltimore 19. Again, these are 2 teams that we talk a lot about, like specifically Lamar, specifically Anthony Richardson. I mean, I'll just make one up, pump it or dump it. If Baltimore is going, they need like MVP Lamar if they want to win a playoff game. They need hop on my back. I'm going to run the ball for 100 yards. I'm going to throw for 200 and score 3 touchdowns or try to.
So here's a stat for you, and I think I sent you this. Most yards per rush since 1970, minimum of 500 carries. Bo Jackson, 5.4. Jamal Charles, 5.4. Nick Chubb, 5.3. Gus Edwards, 5.2.
Yeah, he's hurt now.
Yeah, so he had a concussion. Well, he does belong to my fantasy team, so that's not surprising.
Yeah. No, Gus is legitimately a good running back.
I don't know what to make of that game. You know, in the NFL, you're just going to have a fucking bad game sometimes. It is what it is. I'm not, down on the Ravens because they lost.
Oh, I don't think Lamar had a bad game at all.
No, Lamar didn't. I'm just saying that's a bad loss at home.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can't lose to Minshew at home.
I mean, yeah, Lamar. I mean, he didn't have a great game. He didn't throw the ball particularly well.
No, but he ran for 2 touchdowns and like
he had 2 tutties on the ground, had 100 yards. He threw for like 202. Like that's not great, but not bad. I'm willing to write that one off for Baltimore. Whereas I'm worried about the Jags. Like I'm not worried about the Ravens.
Yeah, I agree. Carolina 27, Seattle 37. Pump it or dump it. Andy Dalton should be the Panthers starter. What we just said about let the rookie sit, figure shit out. This team is bad. They have like next to no skill position players. He's already hurt.
Adam Thielen's feasting.
He's going to be susceptible of getting hurt again with his size. Just, sit out the next 10 games, I guess. I don't know. You don't have to start.
No, certainly possible. I mean, Carolina very well could challenge for that number 1 pick. And it kind of throws them in a what do you do situation. Do you take Caleb Williams? Yeah, I would because like we talked about, you can really sign 2 rookie quarterbacks now. It's not a big deal. Like I would draft one every year till I found out who the guy was. Like, who
Yeah.
cares? You have to have a quarterback in the NFL.
And I will say, I do like Bryce Young, and I think he's going to be fine. But there's no sense in just letting him get his teeth kicked in.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think it's the worst idea.
You either take Caleb Williams, who there people think is a generational prospect, or you try to trade it for a loop. One or the other. But they very well could challenge.
Well,
for
listen,
that
if I
pick.
have the option of Caleb Williams or Bryce Young, I think everybody is taking Caleb Williams.
Right. No, I agree. But I'm saying, do you take him or do you try to trade the pick and get more picks, multiple picks? Because the Panthers need people everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, it'll basically recoup what they did with the trade they just made with Chicago.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, like I said, me personally, I would just take Caleb Williams and move on.
Yeah. Anything on Seattle? Kenneth Walker is he makes some of the most ridiculous runs. He's just a strong man.
He's a dog. He's a dog for sure. Yeah, our boy JSN just nothing yet.
Why is he irrelevant? It doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. He's just got nothing going so far.
I saw a stat as of last week. I don't remember who wrote it, but his ADOT, his average depth of target, was 2 yards.
Not great.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Not great. But yeah, nothing on Seattle. Seattle is who I think they are. They're going to have to score a lot of points and try to win games like that. Which, if you look at their 2 wins, they scored 37 both times. So
yeah,
that's the kind of team they are. They're fun. They're going to be fun to watch.
I'm excited about this one.
Yeah.
Dallas 16, Arizona 28. Pump it or dump it. The Cowboys are being held back by their quarterback and head coach.
I mean, McCarthy, maybe Dak, no. This game came down to Dallas just got their shit kicked in on the defensive line.
Bad.
I mean, every time I poked my head up, fucking Arizona, James Conner was running for 50 fucking yards. So they got bullied. That was the most concerning thing to me. And that could be a blueprint against Dallas going forward. How do you take away their most effective defensive player? Just run the ball.
You run the ball at them.
Yeah, Michael Parsons is a pass rusher. You just run the ball right at him. And they got, honestly, God, 28-16, it wasn't even that close. Arizona kicked the shit out of them. It was a beating.
Yeah. Dallas Twitter was very quiet this week. That's an ugly loss.
The way it happened, yes, it is. Very ugly. How about the Cardinals, though? The Cardinals are up 16-10 week 1 at Washington.
Yep.
They're fucking 100-0 against the Giants.
Yep.
They're literally 2 meltdowns away from being 3-0 with Josh Dobbs.
Yeah.
And better than we thought they were.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, people thought they were going. They're actively tanking and going 0-17. I'm not going to sit here and tell you Josh Dobbs is good, but he's playing way better than anybody expected.
Yeah. And let me tell you something. James Conner, animal. That dude is just fucking good. He's underrated every year, and he's just fucking good. He's just a good fucking running back.
Yeah.
So, yeah, dude, Kyler comes back. I mean, I don't know. They're not going to beat the 49ers with the Bengals at home. God, their schedule is fucking brutal. Yeah, never mind. Don't
okay. Well, you know what? They were supposed to lose this game too, and
that's true. But they got to go to San Francisco. Then they get the Bengals at home. Then they got to go to the Rams, to the Seahawks, the Ravens, to the Browns. They don't get a break till they play the Falcons on November 12th. They'll be lucky to win 1 or 2 of those games. But they're feisty. They're a pesky.
They're the pesky Marlins of 2011.
Yeah.
Chicago 10, Kansas City 41.
Yeah.
pump it or dump it. Justin Fields ain't that dude.
You still think he has a chance to win the MVP?
No, but I think this is going to look weird because if you just like look at the numbers, it's not even close. He looked better this week than week 2.
Oh God, yeah. Don't look at the numbers then.
No, he threw 2 dimes that were dropped. One by DJ Moore specifically that sucked.
You know why that?
This, like I said on the Sunday show, like, okay, they should be losing. Just air the ball out, figure it out. You should get some garbage time numbers. This could not have been more opposite. There is one saving grace. They get the Broncos this week.
They do get the Broncos. This is
if you can't do it against Denver.
This could be a 1-1 off.
This could be for the 1-1.
Could be. Very well could be. Look, it goes back to
also be.
I have. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Well, this goes back to what I fucking turned blue in the face about on this podcast. You have a young quarterback, Justin Fields, who, by all measurables, is a dynamic, moldable player. And you have a defensive head coach. It just doesn't work. Matt Eberflus is now 3-17. It doesn't work. 20 games, and you've won 3. I've seen enough. I'm going to hire whatever fucking interim I have to hire, and then I'm going to roll with the next whoever has breathed next to Mike McDaniels. How 3 years ago, if you had touched Sean McVay, you got a head coaching job. If you've been near Mike McDaniels, you're hired.
So this is something I kind of want to go back and do a deeper dive into. We are so quick to write off the player, the quarterback specifically, for the last 10 years. Oh, this guy's not good. This guy's not good.
Mm-hmm.
Coaching is a huge fucking deal. And maybe Justin Fields is really good. He just has one of the 5 worst head coaches in football.
Oh, he may have the worst, buddy. Yeah, look.
I mean, you can go down the line. It's Sam Darnold, and I won't include Zach Wilson in this because I think he's just actually bad. But he's also, it's like Zach Wilson's not in a coaching position to succeed.
Look, here's the thing. It's coaching and it's organization. When is the last time the Bears have had a good quarterback this millennium? Seriously. 2006, they went to the Super Bowl. Rex Grossman.
I think Jay Cutler was good, but that was good.
He was turnover prone Kirk Cousins. They're the same guy, except Jay Cutler turns the ball over 15 more times a year.
I like Jay Cutler. But, technically,
he was never better than the 12th best quarterback in the league.
I agree.
Okay. So organization also has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
So look, put Justin Fields with Andy Reid. He ain't gonna be Patrick Mahomes, but he ain't gonna look like this either. So
right.
It's certainly. I just can't fathom the Bears. I'm doing a complete reboot of my franchise. And I'm going out, and I know I have to get a quarterback, and I'm going to bring in this guy. Hold on. This is just the last 20 years of Matt Eberflus' career. Missouri University defensive coordinator. Browns linebackers coach. Cowboys linebackers coach. Colts defensive coordinator. That's the guy I want mentoring my fucking 20-something-year-old quarterback.
No, it couldn't be more opposite.
No, good God, dude. Fields saying it's coaching, buddy. Preach. Say what you mean. Say it from the heart. You can go hold this guy on camera.
Thank you. He got destroyed.
Yeah.
He got destroyed for that press conference. And, he's right. He's right.
100% right. People always want these athletes to get off these lukewarm takes or these coaches to not do coach speak, and then when they do, they want to get all fucking mad about it. And it's pick one or the other.
I said the same thing Sunday.
Just beat around the bush? If I'm the owner of the Bears and he comes out and says the coach is horrible, I'm going down to the office. Look, what's the deal, guys? We need to figure this out. I'm not running my hopefully franchise quarterback off, like you're gone, dude. Like this is it. So I
Simple.
couldn't imagine saying I need a franchise quarterback. I know I'm going to draft him, and I'm going to pair him with a guy who's never done anything but coached defense his whole life.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. Makes no sense.
No, I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh 23, Las Vegas 18. Pump it or dump it. We kind of wrote the Steelers off too early. I mean, the game that they lost was against the Niners.
No.
They haven't won impressively, but Mike Tomlin just wins these games. And I know it means nothing after 3 weeks. They are the 2 seed in the AFC.
Yeah, I mean, the Raiders are horrible. Jimmy G, who you said was good like 2 weeks ago,
that's not what I said. Although since I have said that, he is
god.
He's thrown more interceptions than
I did see post game press conference. Devontae Adams was like, I ain't got time to like be losing. I basically said the fact he was ready to win.
Yeah.
Well, I of course tweeted, well, call the Chiefs. It makes too much fucking sense. I'm Kansas City. I'm trading whatever the fuck it takes to get that dude there. If I got to get up 3 firsts for the next fucking 3 years, the 132 or the 130, like just take them. That would take the Chiefs like that. Chiefs may never lose another game if they get Devontae Adams.
Well, the Chiefs had this luxury, and they let him walk out the door. So I don't think that's a Chiefs move that they're going to make.
Yeah, you're right. They ought to be able to go for it.
Yeah, again, we're not salary cap experts. I know we're not going to
either.
It's just a quick Google search, but I'm not going to I know these teams can fake the salary cap.
What I can fucking tell you is if the Chiefs keep giving up, let's see, 1940, 17 points a game, 16 points a game, they're going to win the Super Bowl. So
yeah, that defense.
If that defense really is that good, like they're going to win the Super Bowl. So you can go ahead and put that in fucking blood. Like they will figure out. And you could say, hell, they just scored 41, but it was the Bears. So
yeah. All right, on to Monday night. Philadelphia 25, Tampa Bay 11. Pump it or dump it. This media criticism on the Eagles not looking that good is warranted.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't think Jalen's looked anything great, but I mean, has he really needed to?
No, they've been kicking the shit out of these teams on the ground.
Yeah, like, do I really need him throwing for 300 yards?
I really think this is, and going back to the fantasy nerds, like, this is just the fantasy community just being like, wow, they're not scoring 45 like they did last year, but
yeah.
I mean, they were up, I think it was 16-0 week 1 against the Patriots. They were up like 27-3.
Yeah, they were up 16-0 the first quarter against Patriots.
Yeah, I mean, this score against the Bucs, kind of like that Cardinals game, is way closer than the actual game. Like, Tampa they were never in the game. It was a fucking bully ball again. They completely dominated the second half. Yeah, I think the Bucs had the ball for 6 minutes in the second half.
The Eagles lined up and ran for 200 fucking yards.
Yeah, and they're going to keep doing that. They can do that.
And so the Eagles so far have run. Let's see against the Patriots. So they ran. So they did run. They ran for 97 against the Patriots, but you're gonna have New England's got.
That's a good defense, man. Like that's a tough win in New England.
Vikings they ran for 259, and Tampa they ran for 201. They're gonna run for over 200 against the Commanders, the Rams, and they play the Jets. Like, yeah, I mean, I don't need Jalen Hurts to go, 40 for 44 like Justin Herbert for 400 yards.
Yeah,
dude, let's just run the offense. I mean, I saw you. That picture I showed you earlier, the offensive line, like, anybody could run through that hole.
Yeah.
Anybody.
Yeah. And meanwhile, and it's like, it's not even a fluky, they had a 92-yard run in the first quarter. That's why. No, that's just them getting literally like 8 yards of carry on every run, except for the tush push where they just get 2 yards.
I don't know. It's kind of crazy that, the Chiefs, Eagles, scored 900 points in the Super Bowl last year. Now both of their defenses are kind of feasting. So
yeah, dude, how good is Jalen Carter? Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, I told you whenever that happened in the draft, like that was just, it wasn't fair that a team that just went to the Super Bowl and lost to nobody got to pick that guy. So Jalen Carter, if he doesn't get into trouble before the draft, is like the second, first, third. I mean, he could have been, a top 4 pick. I mean, that was just kind of his ceiling. So yeah, that wasn't fair. So yeah, I mean, the Eagles, like I said last year, they're just fucking built for playoff football.
Yep.
Because they can win. They can beat you in multiple ways. Like, it's why we love the 49ers. They can go run it down your throat, and we always say, well, can Brock Purdy go win? We know Jalen can go win a game with his arm. Like, we've seen it. We've seen him do it. So, yeah, golly. Everything's trending to another Niners-Eagles championship, NFC championship, and that's just going to be must-watch television.
That'll be nerve-wracking. They do play in the regular season. So
I was just looking at that. They play December 3rd.
Can't wait for that.
Yeah, that's going to be a football game there.
Yeah.
That's the one you put the ribeyes for and sit down and enjoy yourself.
Oh, yeah. I do want to say, like, I'm kind of chalking this up as a pass for the Bucs because, like Baker and everybody, they just didn't have the ball. Like, what are you supposed to do? I think they had the ball for 21 minutes the entire game. Like, you can't do nothing.
They were just outclassed.
It was just bully balled. That's all it was. Bully balled.
That's 2 teams on different ends of the spectrum as far as talent goes. So
yeah.
It was just a whooping.
The Los Angeles Rams 16, Cincinnati Bengals 19.
Yeah.
This was ugly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even have a pump. You got to pump it or dump it for this? You want to end the show?
No, I just think. Look, I said before the season started, I didn't think I didn't think the Bengals were going to make the playoffs. I don't know if you remember when Burrow got hurt at practice, but I remember watching the footage. He was being carted off. I mean,
it looked like his Achilles popped.
Yes,
it looked like the Aaron Rodgers injury,
season-ending injury. Like, it was bad, doom and gloom. The dude's hurt. When you're over there using calf guns between drives on your calf, massage guns on your calf between drives, and you can just watch him like his balls just float and sail, and it's because he just can't plant and get to that side, And I get it. He doesn't. He said, there was a chance of re-injury, but there was also a chance of starting 0-3. But like, if this is as good as you can play on it, like, you're not making the playoffs anyway. So
no, yeah.
How about we not risk the future? Because all of a sudden, if you care, let's say he gets to week 9 and then he tears his Achilles. That's a year-long injury.
Yeah.
Well, now you've ruined this year and next year. So now you've missed basically 2 years. So
yeah, listen,
the adult in the room needs to protect the quarterback.
We've never played athletics at this level, but if I think I can play, I'm playing. That's just the mentality that athletes have.
I understand that, and of course, if you go to a 60% Joe Burrow, he's going to say, "Oh yeah, fuck it, I'm in, let's go." But like, if I'm the GM, I'm like, dude, look, I admire it. That's awesome. Kind of like, I don't know if you saw fucking Deion, Travis Hunter. Yeah. Making Deion, you saw that. I'm going to play him out. Deion's like, no, you're not. Like, it's my job to protect you. And that's kind of what it comes down to me. Like, to me, like I said, if this calf thing drags on, he tears an Achilles week 8, now you've ruined this year and you've ruined next year. So
yeah, the right move was to just like put him on PUP or IR to start the season. These games. And then,
I'm just saying. I vividly remember watching him get caught. Like, you don't get carted off the field for calf injury. Like, there's something else going on. I don't know if it happened on the same knee where he tore his ACL or not. But yeah, the Bengals are. I think they're done. I just don't see how they can come back with him playing like that.
Yeah, no, and this is just another close game that the Rams lost. Like, a loss is a loss.
Yeah.
Stafford looks good. And when they get cut back, again, this is going to be an annoying team to play.
I mean, Stafford looked like okay.
No, no. Stafford has zip on the ball. Like, he physically looks like he's good.
I mean, he looks okay. He was 18 for 33 with 2 picks. Like, that's not good.
again, I'm not talking statistically. I'm talking physically.
Like, we have to go to the stats. I mean, like, anybody can look good throwing the ball.
Well, Joe Burrow can't.
I guess that's true. Aaron Donald looks fucking amazing, by the way, as always.
Obviously.
Is Aaron Donald like the greatest football player of all time, not named Tom Brady?
I mean,
he's certainly up there.
Defensively, he's definitely up there.
He is just – for him to do what he does as a D tackle and disrupt the game like that on a pass rush is just stupid.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Like, I get it. Look, Lawrence Taylor obviously had more sacks, or Reggie White, whoever. But like, this dude's doing it from fucking lining up over the center of the guards. Like,
it's unbelievable.
It really is just fucking nuts.
And it looks like, he's 6 foot whatever, 290 with an 8-pack, and he's just fucking shredded.
He is absolutely. He is. He ran a stunt the other night, and he killed Burrow. And like when he came around the corner, like he was like flexing like while he was running. I was just like, this is an alien, like this guy's from another planet.
Here's kind of a serious question, but like also kind of joking. Like, if you're 4th and 1, why are you not handing him the ball? Who's tackling Aaron Donald for a yard?
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
I mean, listen,
there's a way to tackle bigger
Refrigerator guys. Perry do it from the 1-yard line all the time back in the day.
I mean, people tackle Derrick Henry, and he's 250 and runs 100 miles per hour. So,
well, that's fair.
The 4th and 1 is just the Phillies play. I mean, the Eagles play every time.
It's crazy is, all my Florida friends were bitching about it. Like, you guys can do that too,
Yeah.
There's 31 other teams in the
NFL.
They can do this. You do know that, right?
If my team is not fucking running it, I am too busy bitching at my team for not doing it.
Yeah.
And it will be, I think next year it'll be illegal because I think, look, they already thought about it in this all season. Enough people are bitching about it now. Like, I think it'll be illegal, but why you're not doing it now, it's unstoppable.
That's a you problem.
Yeah. Don't bitch at them. Bitch at your fucking team.
I'm sure you saw this, but PFT said, somebody asked, how do you stop this play? And he's like, give one person a knife.
Give one person a knife, yeah. I don't even know if that would work.
I don't know. Depends which person you give the knife to, I guess.
Very true.
Anything else you want to hit on? I think I'm good.
We didn't, we kind of nibbled around the Derrick Henry subject a little bit. I just think there's too much wear and tear there.
Is Jameson gonna hop on?
That's what he says he was. I wanted him to get his piece in so he could quit whining. No, other than that, I think that's about it. The boys started working out, so the brain is like not vibing as good as it usually does with it being so late.
Let me tell you something. I went to the store to grab these Twisted Teas. Had my iPad with me because I was watching the Phillies.
Yeah.
And had a Twisted Tea, had the iPad in my hand, and my phone fell out of my pocket.
Oh, boy.
So I had to squat.
So you brought your iPad to the grocery store.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what you just said? To watch the game?
Yeah, they were in extra innings. So I had to watch it. There he is.
Is he in?
But I went to go pick up my phone, and I had to squat down to get it instead of bend over because I had all these things in my hands, and I about fell over.
I've got bad news. You go ahead and let him in, but I've got bad news is that tomorrow's going to be worse.
Oh, it's going to be way worse. I'm already ready for it.
Yeah, I almost collapsed in the Chinese place earlier. So.
Jesus.
Okay.
Hello, friend.
Hi, friends.
You have to do me a favor.
Does it say me, Jameson?
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Take your phone and go the other way.
Why do you always say that? He looks perfectly fine. No, don't do that.
That's so much better. That's how it's supposed to go. Yeah.
That's because I have my lock on to where it won't do that.
Oh, well, you have to not do that.
I didn't know what you were saying. So,
Jameson Fisher.
Yes.
You're good. Why move your thumb?
Jameson
this is your first appearance on the podcast. And
Jameson Fisher, commissioner of let's get Gabe a good picture here. Commissioner of First Timers redraft fantasy football league. Co-commissioner. I'm sorry, co-commissioner.
Some have said it's the greatest league ever created, but
some would say that, maybe one person, but
first, here's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
First, I would like to say that while I appreciate you coming onto the podcast, I would actually like to have you on as like a real guest and not just like a spot guest, and have a conversation about your baseball career.
Of course.
But for now, if you would like to defend yourself with these commissioner rules,
yes,
the floor is yours.
Well, you have to kind of like you got to set the situation up a little bit.
I do need
first,
two things.
I don't really know
I need to know if context has been provided for this. So
we haven't talked about it at all. So you get to lay the whole blueprint out here.
The second thing is I need context for the blanket / robe / snuggie that you're currently wearing.
Man looks like Rocky Balboa.
Man looks like he's about to walk into a ring.
Have you never wore a robe?
Absolutely. I love robes. I have two of them.
Thank you. They're amazing.
Yeah. But I said it looks like he's about to fight Apollo Creed in Rocky.
Yeah, it looks like you're a blue Santa Claus.
Yes. Look, it's freaking PTB after dark. You know, I've got the robe on. I got it tied up. I mean, come on. I've been working out. I'm kind of feeling myself a little bit. Got the chest lettuce out, you know.
I was about to say, is this the PG rated podcast? We got chest hair flowing everywhere.
PG-13 tonight,
no.
It's PG-13 tonight.
All right. So lay the foundation about this fantasy issue that we have.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm trying to make this short and sweet. I don't like the rule.
Please.
Okay. We have a rule.
Well, thank you.
Should we let Gabe join? You think he would join?
You need to let me explain it first.
Okay.
We have a rule where after every trade, there's a 24-hour trade period. Okay. I don't love that, but we implemented this rule because of league mates and their ignorance making stupid trades. You know, we implemented it. Do I like the rule? No. 2 trades have currently gone through this year where that trade period has had to pass. So those 2 trades had to wait their 24 hours. A member of our league, no names will be named, decided to make a trade. They confirmed it. And now that trade is pending for 24 hours. What he failed to realize was that after giving up 3 players to get 1, having those 2 extra spots to claim waivers, his trade was not going to process until after waivers processed. So now that was presented to me saying, well, this is kind of stupid. I should be able to just go ahead and get my trade processed. He only did that because he failed to realize that, oh, my goodness, now I'm not going to be able to make 2 extra waiver wire process or requests like I thought I was going to be able to because of the 24-hour period. So he wanted me to make a special rule change that directly and only benefited him instead of waiting until all current pending trades have been processed. Then we can make the rule change. He wanted me to make the rule change now because it specifically benefits him. Do I think it's a stupid rule? Yes. Again, I don't like it. But to be fair to the league, I was trying to let the trades process like everyone else's trades had to, then make the rule change. But he wanted me to make a special exception for him so that he could have more waiver requests.
Okay, so let me ask you this, because I don't really understand how the trade waiver wire works. Whatever. I kind of draft my team. I like to trade. This league is not a very trade active league. Go ahead.
Can I pause you for a second?
Yes, if you may. Go ahead.
Okay. God, what is wrong with you? Will you flip your phone the correct way? What is wrong with you people?
My parents didn't give me enough attention as a child.
Did you just wake up to join the podcast?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it's when you're a father of 3, bedtime comes around 9:30. So
Eric,
you're up until 11 every night.
Make your quick point because I was in the middle of something there.
It probably wasn't a good point.
I was just adding Girth Brooks to the podcast. Jameson has just explained the trade scenario and why there is a 24-hour essential ban on it processing. Blake was about to say something, but I wanted to get you in here before he made his point.
Important to note, he is actually the reason why. One of the reasons why. Because Jacob Fisher tried to make a trade with this guy, and he was statistically eliminated from the playoffs. And on principle, we said, no, you cannot be making trades with dudes who can't even make the playoffs.
Correct.
So
that
we were
should
like,
be the
all
rule.
right, commissioner review. You got 24 hours. They don't immediately go through anymore.
Well, here should be the rule. If you make the play or are mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, you have a trade ban. You cannot trade players.
Yeah, that's very simple.
That would be great if we could trust
Unless-
these island of misfits, as Blake calls them. If we could trust them.
Well,
the
then you could go
only
reverse
reason
it.
why you should not have that trade ban is if there's like a punishment for coming in last. Then you should be able to just manage your roster however.
Or like in our league, there's weekly payouts. So if you're the highest scoring team that week, you get a weekly payout.
Oh, okay.
If I may, I've never been motivated by $20 to do anything.
Well, some of us aren't rich. Some of us can't sit in a robe on a Tuesday night like you.
I'm going to object.
Let me hold on. Time out before we get out of here.
Actually, $5. I've seen the Blake.
That's fine. I was going to ask Jameson a question. This is trying to understand so that the listeners can understand the rules better. If a trade goes through on a Thursday or a Friday, what happens? Is it processed 24 hours or immediately?
24 hours.
So what happens if you trade for somebody Saturday night that you want to start noon on Sunday? Is it can't happen?
You make the trade before rosters lock on Sunday.
Yeah, but there's so much to happen in between them.
What do you mean?
No, I agree.
What if something comes up, a guy gets a spot injury, you go make a trade at 11 a.m. Sunday morning?
I agree. My only point here is to be fair to the league. Mm-hmm. We should let the current pending trades process, then change the rule, not make an exception for Joe because he didn't do his due diligence to understand.
Well, look, I don't know if it's him not doing his due diligence. I don't think that's fair. There's no way to know every fucking rule, Jameson. You didn't even know one of them.
There was two trades. There was two trades that had already happened in our league. He should know.
Can I also say this?
You're making a trade. You should know there's a trade review period.
I would never assume that.
I wouldn't either. We in our dynasty leagues, we've never had that. It's just been a free for all.
We don't either in our dynasty league. I don't like it
because I trust the people in my dynasty league.
Oh, I do.
Well, if you don't trust the people in this league, kick them out of the league. They shouldn't be in the league.
You're right.
If you're going to do fishy and shady shit, you're out.
Well, look,
adding Blake and Jacob to the league was a mistake. I agree, Eric. That was the point.
Well, let me tell you. I don't know which way. This guy has killed numerous leagues that I've just.
I'm shocked. Actually, is it over under 2.5?
As my fantasy character is under attack.
Oh, it is.
We've only set out 1 year in the first timers league since like 2010, so I didn't get added.
You quit on us.
You quit
on us.
It doesn't make it better.
It's a COVID year. Like, who cares? Second of all, I have never killed a league. I bring up valid points. Jameson went on this emotional. Jameson's one of the most emotional commissioners I've ever been around.
I'm not arguing that.
He told me how busy he was and how much he didn't care. And then he sent like an 8-page soliloquy with
I gotta say, Jameson and I are the most even-handed, benevolent.
No.
Are you sitting on the toilet?
Commissioners. Yeah, it helps. Blake's voice helps ease it out.
It's on the toilet.
That is a roll of toilet paper next to him.
This is the state of our co-commissioner.
This is the same problem. This is where the best thoughts and the best conversations are had.
That man doesn't have the decency to get off the toilet for a podcast.
Blake told me that. Well, this is the only quiet room in the house.
This is how much of a beta one of the co-commissioners is. He's sitting on a toilet in his own house so he doesn't wake up his family. The other one goes on an 8.
That's a family man. I don't know. Was that a dig at me? I missed the dig.
Irregardless, I'm not a in-season change the rule guys. I think the rules are the rules, right? You don't the NFL doesn't change a rule mid-season. They do it all season.
Hey, Eric, can I throw this out there too? What's your opinion on players who are designated out, right? you being able to stash those guys on the IR, it's last
100%,
minute, so that you can sub. Okay, I agree, and I proposed that.
When did you propose it?
After week 1. It was Deontay Johnson who got hurt. I drafted him in the 7th round, and I was like, it makes sense to me that he's out. He wasn't IR yet. I was like, I shouldn't have to drop him. I should be able to put him on my IR.
Yeah,
and
so
I proposed it for a vote, and it was a resounding no. Everybody voted no. And guess who voted no?
Oh, I did.
One of the guys involved in this.
I voted no. I want
to know why he voted no to that. And the answer, if he's honest, is going to be, well, it didn't benefit me at the time.
No, I told you
that rule change. Yes, but
I told you
why is it an emergency now?
I told you
to push this trade through and make.
I told you I voted no because you specifically proposed it. So
and I knew that. At least you're honest. Like I appreciate the honesty.
Gabe, you're still missing the forest for the trees. It has nothing to do with you or whoever. The NFL doesn't go changing the rules fucking mid-season. Like we're not just going to be changing the rules because Joe thinks this or Gabe thinks this. Bring it to the table for the all-season. Let's vote on it, just like the owners do.
Joe, or Jameson, this is the problem. Every time. We have deluded them. We've deluded them into thinking that this league is a democracy. We gave them a little bit of power, and now they think it was a democracy all along, when really it's a dictatorship.
Well, I'm confused on how I'm confused, and I never got a good answer on how Gabe just magically became. I'm co-commish. Fuck it. Anybody can just say
I was very upfront about that.
I am co-commish.
Well, like I said, this is the most makes sense because I don't have any skin in the game.
Okay.
I played in, I wish this was an exaggeration, but probably 300 fantasy leagues because I'm a fucking loser.
Yes. So accurate.
I have plenty of experience. Just let me commish.
Okay.
Let me rake 10% for doing all the work, all the legwork. The first rule I would implement is those IR spots no longer exist, and they are just called out. For a player that is out, if it wasn't called IR, it would never be an issue.
That's right.
So our players who are suspended.
If the player is out, you put them. It's simple.
Can you stash this? Where do you draw the line? Is a suspended player out?
No. That's
okay,
for me.
Then we got to be very specific about.
Sure.
No, but what he's saying is just make those roster spots.
Like, you could do that too.
This is not a serious dynasty. Like this is just a Joe Blow recreational. There's 8 fucking members of the Island of Misfits,
which is why we had to implement a review period for trades.
Thank you.
But then you let
our point.
Okay. Never a fan of reviewing a trade, never a fan of the veto. But then you let the bullshit Jamar Chase trade go through, and it's like, well, what are you actually reviewing?
I don't see.
Dude, Russell Wilson's about to be benched. He's
let's switch gears.
Away from the bench.
Let's switch gears. Eric Evans.
Yes.
Dynasty brain. Are you a dynasty guy?
Yeah.
I would like to find a way to have him review 2 of our rosters. Each of our rosters, Jameson, blind, and he has to pick.
Okay.
Let's do it. Let's set it up for Thursday.
Okay.
We'll do a live roster reveal, and we'll rate which team we think's better.
Okay.
Wait. Are we going live on Thursday?
No. I shouldn't have phrased it like that.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm saying for us, it'll be the first time we have.
So this is what you can do: take a screenshot or multiple screenshots if I need to get the whole roster. Scratch out the names, and there is a way like I can put it on the screen so everybody will be able to see it. Yeah, so I don't have to just read names because that's horrible radio. Not that this is good radio, but
it's just mediocre.
I have the face for radio. Jameson has the face for television.
I've been told that a lot.
Yeah.
I think Jameson gets his feelings hurt too easy. I think he's too emotional to be a commissioner. Gabe's a little too much on the spectrum to be a commissioner.
I'm on the spectrum.
I'm going to go ahead and name myself co-commish. Because that's what Gabe did. Gabe just showed up one day. He's like, yeah, I'm the co-commissioner.
You'll be the treasurer, Blake. You got president, vice president, and you can be treasurer.
I'm fine with that.
You got to work your way up. You can't just get handed the commissioners. You got to work your way up.
Right.
Right. Look, when this league
jump straight,
straight,
Joe Biden didn't jump into straight being the big guy. He had to work his way up to be.
Honestly, I wouldn't hate seeing like a Jameson Jacob co-commissionership because that would just be hilarious.
No,
you would have
absolutely.
Jameson and then one member of the Island of Mississippi. It would be perfect. It would be a perfect collusion there.
This is why me and Jacob can't coach together.
Right.
Well, he's certainly a better baseball coach than he is fantasy owner. However, the Swamp Asses are kind of a dynasty in this league.
Oh.
So I don't know what that says for me. I don't know.
Well, I think we know what it says. Also, this podcast has gone on way too long. The editing is going to cripple me. Luckily, I can do it sitting down. I don't have to stand up or walk around. That's a plus.
Yeah. Jameson's got us working out. 3 or 4 days a week. We're back. That's why I'm
glad I finally was able to get you there.
Yeah, we're in the.
That's
building.
the hardest part. Just get there.
By the way, we're in the building, and you're nowhere to be found. So, what does that say for you? I don't know.
I'm working.
Oh.
Well,
I would also. I said it to start the show. I'm just going to say it again. Red October is back. The Phillies clinch a playoff berth.
Football
I
season.
love it. Luckily I can say this now because of Ham closes his computer and leaves. I still got people to talk to. So
Eric, send up a prayer. Send up a prayer. I might try to name drop your podcast, Arenado, tomorrow. We'll see. Maybe he's feeling
buddy,
friendly.
if you just accidentally say my name with Pump the Brakes to Nolan, I'll shed a tear. A wing or an angel will get its wings.
Yeah, bring Nolan Arenado on this podcast so we can talk about how much money he lost me to betting him to lead the league in homers for the past 19 years.
And I also want to say I was 100% on board with trading Alec Boehm.
Well,
whatever.
Let me say this: one of these episodes needs to be dedicated to amending broken friendships over trade disputes.
Okay.
Me and Jameson now have a good buddy of ours who's not happy with us right now over this whole debacle. So
we
need a final say from Eric Evans and Ham real quick. Do you think we should push this trade through before the waivers process?
No. Okay. I'm on the record as saying no. I would like to roster Bates in my Javonte Williams trade, but I can wait.
No, I will.
You think we should wait until after the waivers process to make the trade go through?
Jameson.
I mean, you would just have to let it go as is.
Yeah, you have missed
right. That's what I mean.
I'm not for, like he said, I'm not for changing rules midseason unless
it's got to be a special situation.
If you talk to every owner and every owner agrees and it's unanimous, then that's fine. But if even one person says no, man, these are the rules, then those are the rules. Like that's the rule.
I'd be fine with that because I know
I gave him.
But if it is
mine, we literally had a guy request to be booted from the chat because the kerfuffle got too heated.
I gave him
text and he wanted out.
I gave him this. I gave him these these options. I said requirements, whatever. I said you go to the 4 teams that have had trades that they've had to wait for 24 hours so far this year, and you ask them, "Are you okay with this trade going through before the waiver processes?" And if they all 4 say yes, I'll do it. So that's it. That's all.
Well, what'd they say?
4 yeses.
Did he get 4 yeses?
He's got 1 so far.
Well, he had an I don't care.
Well, buddy, waivers start in like 5 hours, so he better figure it out.
We're gonna run it through it.
Ours run at 8 a.m. on Wednesday.
If he's dedicated, he'll make it happen.
8 a.m. Okay.
Yeah, I want to know after all this shakes out, like who he wanted so bad.
Yeah, I know it's. There's no one that great on waivers right now.
Our league's so deep that like you could say that maybe Josh Palmer or Quentin Johnson's the best person on waivers right now.
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah, but if he doesn't have the first waiver claim, then none of it even matters.
No, it's ours is Fab.
Fab.
Oh, it is Fab?
Yeah, it's all Fab.
Yeah.
God, I love Fab. Yeah.
Fab's the best.
Look, I think Jameson misconstrued what I was saying because he always thinks I'm against him. And if he would have taken a little time to read and do some comprehension and some logical thinking, he would have noticed that I was on his side the whole time.
Well, you know what? I'm just going to say something here, and we're already at the hour 20 mark, so what's another 5 minutes? Like, fuck it. What steps have to process in order for an amendment to change in the Constitution?
Oh, what's an order?
There is no Constitution, number one.
He's talking about the actual Constitution.
I'm talking the United States of America.
Oh.
Gabe wasn't in that group chat.
First, there has to be a constitutional convention, which happens at the state level. 2/3 of the state legislature has to push it through. Then it goes up to the federal government. This shit don't happen in 3 hours. But Jameson White was misconstruing what I was saying. You know, I was never disagreeing with him. I was just saying that, like, you can't get mad at a guy for not knowing every damn rule. Like,
You were so in Discord. That's what you were doing.
This is not a scoring rule. This is
a
big rule.
This is a league setting rule.
It's a big rule.
You're setting.
It's not like a miscellaneous.
I would tend to agree with you if there was like some can't miss player on waivers. Like, my God, you know, if
like a Devon A chain.
But again, it's the principle of the thing is that we're making a rule change to directly benefit one person.
I agree. It shouldn't happen.
I will say the fact that it is a fab league and not waivers, that is a big difference.
Okay, fair enough. I think to Gabe's credit, he made him a fair offer. He said, "Show me who you're trying to get and what you're paying."
Yeah, that if you get an advantage,
I don't think
we're
that's
pushing the
fair.
Trade through. You got to tell me
because like let's see, like, are you really getting an upper hand on somebody? Like, dude, if you're paying like $25 for Josh Palmer, fuck it, take him. Who cares? Like, you know. So like,
we take 40. He has 149 fab right now. I propose we take $49 fab from him, and he has to give a public apology to the league, acknowledging the errors of his ways, admitting that Jameson and I are the greatest, most benevolent commissioners he's ever played under, and we would process the trade immediately.
Only if he does the apology on video, not via text.
Egos got in the way. I don't know if his wife took his phone, if he's in trouble.
Buddy, if any female took anybody's phone, it was Jameson. So look,
I'm not saying that happened. I'm just saying. I think he's on vacation right now, and somebody's not.
Well, I have one more question.
Okay.
When this trade does process after 24 hours, are you going to eliminate that rule from here on out?
I think we should, but
we need to spell out what the parameters are. When the trade deadline is, you know, teams can't trade if they're eliminated from contention and all that stuff.
I'll put in the league chat that you have until Sunday to find any league setting that you don't like and complain about it. After that, no more complaining. It is what it is.
So just a quick side note. I can fix the tanking with one rule. Instead of having that highest paid every week, whatever, is it $5? What is it? What is the highest paid, the highest score? What is the payment?
20. Jacob's won it twice. He's already got $40 back.
20, take all that money, forget paying the highest score a week because nobody cares about $20. And at the end of the year, have a loser's bracket tournament and use that money to pay for the loser.
No, the loser should get zero money.
Well, you want to fix tanking, so like you have to have a solution.
There's no tanking.
Who's tanking in a redraft
league? This isn't a dynasty league.
The dynasty term for is tanking, colluding. If you want to fix original trades, you know, you can't. So my point is, you can't tell a team that has paid their fucking money to not trade just because they're going to miss the playoffs. That's bullshit. What if it's a fair trade?
It doesn't matter.
See, that's not right.
It doesn't matter.
You said earlier in this podcast
you are out
that you are
money.
for
you
that
cannot
rule.
Be making trade. Only one. It's like when Robin Hood turned off the buy option on GameStop. The price of GameStop can only go down, right? It can't. Both sides cannot benefit from the trade because one side is eliminated.
Yeah, but
that's the analogy.
What y'all aren't understanding is that this league, like 9 people already don't care, and so when they're out of the playoffs, like
I disagree.
You disagree.
Mm-hmm.
Buddy, we had a guy asked to be removed from the fucking chat today.
Yeah, so he's probably got a foot out the door anyway.
We have 4 guys who will never make a trade.
You want me to take over his team right now?
He was a founding member of the First Timers. I tell you what, a lot of those First Timer guys from the original league, they're not very mentally tough. They're dropping like flies, man. It's only a matter of time before Jacob and Blake are next. The COVID year wiped Blake off. I mean, he couldn't even withstand COVID.
I think I was doing so much gambling during COVID. I didn't have time for fantasy football. I was betting cricket and shit. So,
well, maybe in the year 2024, second timers begins. It's a whole new era.
Yeah.
I've been saying they should do their own thing.
Yeah. Hey, I got a podcast idea for Blake,
Okay.
if I may pivot. So
It's fucking non-existent here.
You can kind of do a spin-off of the Barstool. It would be his segment. It would have to be Blake's segment on your show.
Okay.
So
This is an idea for
you know the rules, pizza challenge, all that stuff, right? That's Dave Portnoy's thing.
Right.
We need a truck stop toilet review show. One crap, you know the rules. I want a rating as you walk out of Billy's.
It's
Gloves, every truck stop up and down I-10.
It's
I need
actually
a toilet review.
It's funny you bring that up. I wish I could show a text thread like they would show to the camera. I travel all over this great state, shitty state, dry.
A terrible state.
Yeah, terrible. And
Here we go.
I always give my dad, my uncle, my brother, and my cousin's husband, I always give them a bathroom review. So my brother was like, we ought to start an app called Shitter. Like I go to the room, I review the bathroom. Because I like getting depth. Like I say, if it's single ply, if it's two ply, if it's clean, if it smelled, if it had hot water.
You can tell a business cares about their customer just by looking at their toilet paper. The quality of their toilet paper tells you what a business thinks about you and your business.
Pump and brakes, buddy. I've been reviewing toilet paper for quite some time. Almost every public restroom has single ply. Even the travel center where you pay your taxes to has single ply toilet paper, which is absolutely criminal. Now I did tell you the other day that toilet paper in Billy's wasn't. That was actually pretty good toilet paper. But if I ever get
board for this app
today, that's going to be the Johns of Bleecker Street on the pizza review. That's going to be number one, and it won't even be close. But yeah, everywhere almost has John Wayne, rough, tough, don't take no shit from nobody toilet paper. So
yeah,
I'm on board.
I just bring wipes everywhere I go.
I want to sign up to be a part of this app.
Yeah, Shitter. I've been given
to be part of the marketing team. I'll be the advertisement. I don't care. I'll do whatever you want. I'm
pretty sure they already have that.
It all started one night because I was at TNT and I had to go to a little private restroom and I was shitting, but the door wouldn't lock, so I had to hold my foot on the door to keep it shut with 1 foot. And I was trying to do multiple things, I was just trying to take a shit. By the way, TNT, to their credit, has 2-ply toilet paper in the private restroom.
Wow.
If you ever get
that's shocking.
Has gone.
That's information that people need to know.
This has gone completely off the rails. That is going to do it for this episode of Pump the Brakes.
Okay.
Thank you to everybody for joining. Don't forget, subscribe, rate, review.
The road brings people to the yard.
I guess we will do this again on Thursday. But in all seriousness, Jameson, it would probably have to be on one of those other days. I mean, our schedule is pretty booked. I would like to have a literal conversation with you about the baseball stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We can record it on and publish it separately from what we've been doing with the NFL.
You know how busy Jameson is? He tells me every day.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He's busy and he hates the state of Louisiana.
We're too busy to come eat food at my house, but he's just too busy to send text messages. Then he sends an essay, but that's neither here nor there.
Okay. Tune in Thursday. And